Hello everyone, welcome back. Please comment, rate, subscribe, folks. Comment, rate, subscribe, like the videos. Also share the videos. I want to thank everyone that does like, watch, and share my videos. You folks are the absolute best. Listen folks, there's a link tree down below. Has the links to all of my social media platforms. Please go down there, follow me across all my social media platforms and talk to me because I talk back. Also down there as well as the links to all of my YouTube pages. Please go down there, subscribe to all my YouTube pages and turn your notifications so when I post content, you folks will be in the know. So with that said and done and put to the side, I'm coming to talk to you folks today about the New York Jets' upcoming game against the Jacksonville Jaguars. It's time. It's time, baby. This is my game preview. Jets, Jaguars, you know, they're on the horizon, man, and we got to take care of them. This is the next team we got to handle business against, you know. Now, we know last week we fought hard. We weren't able to get a W against Miami, but now we got Jacksonville at our doorstep, and we must take care of business. And the first guy that I'm looking at when I want to talk about taking care of business is Zach Wilson. I need to talk about this Jets offense first. I'm looking at Zach Wilson and I'm saying, hey, what Zach Wilson are we getting this week? Can Zach Wilson put together a full, solid game? Now, we've seen games where the first half, he was terrible. Second half, there were flashes and things got done. Or, first half, he was great, and then second half, things just kind of fell off. Can we keep a steady tempo where we see Zach Wilson rise to occasion for 4 quarters for us? Can we see that? Can we see Zach Wilson step in and be accurate? There was good signs last week. The first half, Zach was playing within the offense, pitching the ball around, and things were going well. But then things kind of curtailed and fell all off the rails in the second half, and there was just nothing there. Now, this week, let me tell you something, okay? I know all Jets fans have been talking about it. Zach Wilson has been under fire this week by a lot of people within the fan base, beat writers, so on and so forth, especially for, a way that he answered a question from a beat writer, and a lot of people did not think that he answered it the way he should have, and all these kind of other things, okay? Look, Zach Wilson, has there been issues offensively with him? Absolutely. Has his inaccuracies and stuff like that caused issues with the offense? Absolutely. But again, he's a young quarterback. He's coming along. But I feel like sometimes a lot of people want to blame everything that's gone wrong with the offense on him, and that is not true. There's been a lot of issues outside of just Zach Wilson, okay? And a big part of the issue has been the offensive line, which actually may take another hit this week because, again, we're still trying to see if George Fant is going to be able to play this upcoming week against Jacksonville. If he doesn't end up playing, I'm guessing McDermott's going to be back out there again at left tackle. We saw last week he was a liability out there. Now, Vera Tucker is now on the list for, what's going on out there in the world. As everybody knows, this is YouTube. So, everyone knows the reason why we're masking up and what's going on out there in the world, right? Well, Vera Tucker is on that list. And so it's looking like, as of right now, it's looking like he's not going to be able to play in this game. So now you got McDermott out there at left tackle, and who knows at left guard? It could be Greg Van Roten. It could be Feeney. It depends on who they want to go with, right? But either way, now this offensive line that was already on shaky ground is getting a bit shakier, especially if you're putting Greg Van Roten there at left guard, because we all saw the lack the lack of ability when he was playing right guard, okay? Again, we're still waiting to see what's going on with Mekhi Becton. We're hoping to get him back soon. I'm hoping that George Fant plays, but again, he's questionable for this game, so things aren't necessarily looking great for him. But again, we'll see. But this offensive line is going to get shaky. So I'm looking to see, hey, can this offensive line hold up in this upcoming game against the Jags? Listen, they got Josh Allen. They got, Miles Jack as well. Smoot is another guy that is, rushes the passer for them. We have to make sure that Zach is protected, because if he's not, we're going to see a lot of what we saw in the second half against Miami, especially when they turned up the pressure. Another big thing as well is, can we run the ball effectively? That's going to be huge for us. I think we've been kind of up and down with our running game all season, and we've got to solve these issues, because if we can run the ball effectively, that opens up everything else for the offense. Also, can we get the ball in the hands of Michael Carter and allow this guy to do his thing? This kid's back in business, and again, we saw some flashes again from him in the last game when the ball was put in his hand. We got to feed this kid more and allow him to go out there and just make plays, because I'm telling you, this guy is something serious. He could really be a big part of our offense and a big cog in our franchise going forward, into the future. And that's what we need, because we're in a rebuilding mode. So we need to see more out of this kid. Now, I also want to see second half adjustments for the offense. You look at, again, last week, I think there was some issues with that. We just couldn't get into the mode once the second half came. We've got to kind of click and make those adjustments a little bit quicker. I love what Mike LaFleur has been doing with his play calling, but he's got to switch it up just a little bit more to kind of account for some of the things that a lot of these defenses are going to be throwing at us. So I go to the defensive side of the ball. Listen, the Jaguars are not a great offense. They really aren't. I think they're the 31st ranked offense in the league. But they have some guys, man. They really do. The first thing I think when I think about the Jaguars is you got to get pressure on Trevor Lawrence. All right, this is a guy that's been up and down. If you look at Jaguars, that franchise as a whole has been dealing with a lot with their head coach. Moving on from Meyer and all the stuff that was going on over there. I remember when people were bashing the Jets left and right, saying, "Man, if Trevor Lawrence goes to the Jets, it's going to be a circus. He's going to have to deal with all the things that's going on with that franchise." Well, how is it looking now? Because everybody was praising the Jags during all offseason. Oh, that was the right landing spot. Look at all the stuff that's happening over there. All right, so we got to get pressure on Trevor Lawrence all day, all day, all day. We must get pressure on him. We got to send guys at him. Now, John Franklin Myers is also on that list now of, why we're masking up. And he's dealing with what's going on out there in the world. So it's a good chance that he's not going to be in this game. So now I'm looking at guys like Bryce Huff, Rankins, Quinnen Williams, who's dealing with a shoulder injury. Hopefully he can play through that and give us some quality snaps. Also, Quincy Williams as well. Can you guys effectively get to Trevor Lawrence? Can you put some pressure on him? Because I think if we can put some pressure on him, it will turn into turnovers, all right? Also, I'm looking and saying, hey, can this defense stop the run at some point? Can we please stop the run? James Robinson is their guy. He runs the ball hard for them. He's a guy that I'm telling you is unbelievably talented in this league. We've got to stop these guys from running on us on the ground. And I know a lot of people last week wanted to make excuses and talk about, Fadu Kasi was dealing with a situation and Quinnen Williams was in and out the game and all this other. Listen, man. All year long, regardless of who the personnel was, even when we had all those guys healthy, we got ran on. What about that Colts game? What about the Falcons game? What about the Denver Bronco game? What about those games earlier when we were just giving up yards on the ground? Go back to that Colts game. We gave up a ton of yards on the ground, and we had guys fully healthy in a lot of these spots this season, and we're still getting ran on. So the excuses, honestly, have run out. We must stand up and stop these guys from running on us, because if we don't, we're just going to get ran out the dang building every single game. That's ridiculous. That's an effort thing. We got to clean it up. Also, when you look at our secondary, Michael Carter II is also on the list for why we're masking up and what's going on. So it looks like he's not going to play this game as well, which sends a big question within the secondary, right? Because Huff, Eccles, they've been looking decent, but let me tell you something. The Jags got some guys, and they got a guy that can put in the slot. Tavon Austin. You got Treadwell out there. Marvin Jones, too. So we're going to have to deal with quite a bit. If Michael Carter II's not out there, I need to see who's going to step up. Is it going to be Gundry, and how we're going to be able to handle business out there against this wide receiver trio? These are not like the greatest guys in the league, but they're guys, again, that are quality guys within this league that can make plays. And we've seen this secondary have issue with guys that honestly aren't that good. So, again, Hall, Eccles, I really like the way that they played in the last game. They're really continuing to take a step forward, but we must be careful against this wide receiver core here. Also, let me see if Eddie Pinero is going to continue to do what he's been doing. He's a guy that's been filling in at the kicker position, and he's looked pretty solid. So I want to see what he looks like as well this week. All in all, I think the New York Jets can pull out a win here, but we must step it up. Some of the things we saw against the Dolphins, especially in the second half, concern me. But I think if we can kind of clean things up, we take a win against the Jaguars. So comment down below. Let me know what you folks think. How do you folks feel about this matchup? What are your thoughts about the Jets' chances against the Jags? Do you think the Jets' defense will get pressure on Trevor Lawrence to turn things into turnovers? Do you think that Zach Wilson steps up for the Jets' offense? I want to hear from you folks. Comment down below. Let's go back and forth. You folks have a good one. Peace.